Am I wrong for not allowing my sisters to come spend Christmas with me and my family? I 29 male and my parents' only child together. My dad 55 male had an affair, which resulted in a pregnancy, and my mom left him over it. The woman had twin girls Bella and Amy, both 19, and I deeply resented all three of them for many years. With time and therapy, I was able to let go of most of my anger, but I will never be close to Bella and Amy and just opted to be polite whenever I saw them or their mom. In a tragic twist of almost laughable karma, it was revealed that the woman my dad left my mom for wasn't as true to him as she led him to believe, and that Bella and Amy weren't his. It got nasty, and they divorced when Bella and Amy were 16. My dad agreed to still be a part of Bella and Amy's lives at the time and so opted for 50-50 custody. However, after a health scare, Bella decided she wanted to find and reach out to her bio dad, and while my dad wasn't happy about it, Bella soothed his worries when she stated that it would only be for medical purposes, as she had no desire to have him in her life. My dad helped Bella find him and they had a meeting, and never said anything about it again. Unfortunately, it was revealed that Bella lied and was still seeing her dad in secret, and Amy eventually joined her. My dad wasn't happy about it and there was an argument, but when Amy brought up how it was their right to see their dad, something in my dad snapped. He got quiet and told the girls that they were right, and when Amy and Bella left to spend the summer with their dad and his family, my dad put the house up for sale, moved all of Amy and Bella's things to a storage unit, deleted his social media, and changed his number. My dad then sent a letter to Bella and Amy to their mom's place, explaining what he had done, and that they had 30 days before he cut off all financial support, like college funds, phones, etc., saying that since their bio dad is so important, that he can be their father fully. My dad hasn't spoken to the girls since, and his side of the family is on his side thinking that Bella and Amy are ungrateful and just as disrespectful as their mom. Bella and Amy have reached out to me to help them see and talk to my dad again, but I don't want to get involved. I don't even know where to find him, we just call, text, or FaceTime each other. My father finally reached out asking if he could come spend Christmas with me, my wife, our daughter, and my wife's parents, and I agreed. I'm not sure how, but Bella and Amy found out and told me that they were going to over too. Not ask, but told. I said no. I know that eventually my dad is going to have a talk with Bella and Amy, but I don't want that drama at my house during my daughter's first Christmas. I told my dad about Bella and Amy, and he said that he said everything he needed to in his letter and has no desire to talk to them. I told Bella and Amy that they are not welcomed, and now they, along with their family and friends, are calling me the bad guy. Am I wrong? Now for the top comments. Not wrong. This is not your circus, these are not your monkeys. You have no biological or familial relationship with Amy or Bella, and you're not obligated to provide the forum for them to have whatever conversation they believe they need to have with your father, especially at Christmas around his family. Not wrong. But let me tell you something. I have a feeling they're going to show up anyway. Is there any way you can change the venue? Not related to judgment, but I just had to laugh at your dad's karmic justice. But I also will say he's being a jerk to them about it. I get that he's hurt, but they have a right to find their bio dad, and they shouldn't be punished for it. What he did was stone cold. I agree. I laughed to find out that cheater got cheated on, but felt bad for the girls who are caught by their parents' bad choices, and in the case of OP's dad, immature behavior, moving all their stuff into storage and sending a letter. That's cold. Cold maybe, but I am betting that the money and college funds are the twins' primary reasons for wanting to talk. Well, then they're definitely wasting their time, because dad spent it. Next story. Am I wrong for trying to get my daughter to come back? Me 40 female and my ex 42 male split up a few years ago. When my ex moved back to Europe, my daughter 19 female was heartbroken. I've looked after her all on my own for years ever since he up and left. My daughter was always focused on her grades in school, so never paid attention to my relationship since the breakup. My daughter always helped me with my son 9 male since he was born. He is my current boyfriend's child. My daughter has never got along with my boyfriend. They constantly fight with each other. I just put it down to her being a teenager. I know she still talked with her father, but I never intervened on their conversations. However, once she turned 18, I had a huge birthday surprise planned for her with my boyfriend's help. I went to wake her up that morning as she was never a morning person, but she wasn't there. I started to freak out and began calling her nonstop. She never answered. I noticed her documents were missing from the family safe and started freaking out. I contacted my ex, and all he said was that my daughter was on her way over to him. I did get angry at him, asking him what he told my daughter in order for her to leave without notice. He just told me that he told her the truth. I kept questioning him, but he never answered after that. My daughter did text me after she landed, telling me to never speak to her again. I asked her what she was talking about. She told me that I already knew the reason why. I kept begging her to come back and that she made a mistake. That her father was lying to her and the fact I raised her on my own for years without his help. She never responded to my texts. I follow her on social media and have seen her new posts with her father. They all include some petty caption of how he's been the only one there for her through thick and thin. She still won't speak to me and I just want her back. You're the idiot. Sounds like you parentified your daughter and got what was coming to you. Now that she's an adult, she can make her own choices. Unless you can provide more info to refute this. My daughter always helped me with my son 9 male since he was born. And she hated mom's boyfriend. My daughter has never got along with my boyfriend. They constantly fight with each other. I just put it down to her being a teenager. So it sounds like she let her boyfriend terrorize her daughter, didn't defend her daughter, and was more interested in using her daughter's service to care for her new child, rather than parenting her. I'm not clear on this. My daughter was always focused on her grades in school, so never paid attention to my relationship since the breakup. But that sentence makes it sound like OP ignored her daughter too. OP, you have your answer. You ignored your daughter, focused on your new boyfriend and your son. Insisted that your daughter care for your son. You let your boyfriend terrorize your daughter, and you wonder why she's gone no contact. You reap what you sow. You're the idiot. So your daughter got the hell away from you the instant she legally could, and you have no idea why. I suspect we are not getting the whole story here. Definitely not getting the whole story. OP knows something, and doesn't want to make herself look worse than she already does. There is a lot of missing information here, and I suspect you've left a lot out on purpose. A child doesn't go no contact with their parent for no reason. You said your daughter and boyfriend fight a lot, but chalk it off to her being a teen, which sounds to me like you take his side over hers. You've had her help with your son always, which she no doubt resented the whole time. I doubt she never paid attention to your relationships, plural it sounds like. How many men were in and out of her life during her childhood after being devastated when her father left the country? So far by cobbling this together, I'm going with you're the idiot. There were not many men. After I left my ex, I tried to get back into the dating scene. My daughter never cared or asked about who I was with. Until I met my now boyfriend, and she starts fighting with him. What did he do to her? What does she say he did to her? He manipulated her to believe I was unfaithful to him. I never cheated on my ex but believed every word he said. No, they were asking what your current boyfriend did to your daughter, not what you believe your ex did. The problem is coming from inside your house. Next story. Am I wrong for letting my sister's kids live with me? I 50s female, have a sister in her 40s, who sees herself as my family lives in a camper van Instagram influencer. In 2020, she, her husband, and their 4 kids moved into a camper. They homeschool the kids, travel all over the US, etc. They come to visit for holidays, but we don't see them besides that. My husband and I are the opposite. We have 4 kids and live in a big, beautiful house in Colorado. So the issue, my sister and her family came over for Thanksgiving and spent the night. My sister's oldest female 13 and male 13 twins slept in my daughter's and son's rooms with them. In the morning, my niece and my sister got into a big argument, with my niece being incredibly angry at her mother for making her live in a camper when she could have so much more space, not have to share so much with her brothers as they all sleep in the same area, and be able to have more clothes, friends, or extracurricular activities. I asked what was going on, and according to my sister, this has been an argument for a while. Money is not an issue, as they had a house before and sold it for a huge amount of money. My sister has a trust fund and a job, but she just likes living in a camper. After a brief conversation with my husband and my children, we offered in private to my sister to take my eldest niece in. We have extra guest rooms and could make one a bedroom for her. There are great schools in our area. We'd pay for everything for her, etc. She instantly said no, that she knew what was best for her daughter, that she would miss her siblings. We didn't mention it again. Well, my youngest female 13 told her cousin about the offer. She was very happy, but angry that her mother hadn't brought it up to her. She told my sister that if she made her come live in the camper again, she'd never do anything her mother wanted, because it was unfair that her mother wasn't letting her have a true childhood. While I don't condone tantrums like that, I understood where she was coming from and helped convince my sister. When her twin brother found out, he wanted to stay too. My sister asked him what she was supposed to do without them. How was she going to care for the younger siblings without them? Talking about missing out on family trips, etc. But nephew didn't change his mind. We agreed to a trial period of 3 weeks, which ended 3 days ago. My sister came back, fully expecting her kids to want to come back with her, but they flat out refused to even get in the camper. My sister got very angry. She said that I was supposed to make them want to live with her, and that I'm a horrible sister for treating her like this. She said I should kick them out. But I said no, and she said that I'm a massive jerk, and told her kids to not expect her to come back for them when they got tired of maximalism. Now her kids are sad, but they still don't want to leave, and I'm worried I've ruined my relationship with my sister. Am I wrong here? Edit. I have been told that the technical name of the vehicle I'm referencing is a motorhome. It's one of those large house on wheels thing. I thought they were called campers since that's what my sister always calls it. Someone in the comments mentioned I should add this here that we have temporary guardianship signed by my sister. Her husband came over after they left, and we filled out the power of attorney forms, got the things we need to put them in school, etc., and he took them back and had her sign them, so we should be all clear. My brother is an attorney, and he helped us with the forms as well. I can see why your sister may not like it, but I don't think the campervan life is suited to all. The idea of it would be horrifying to me, both as an adult and a teenager. And I suspect a lot of 13-year-olds want to have friends and hobbies that aren't just online. You brought up the idea in private, which is a good way to approach it. It's a shame your daughter wasn't able to keep it private, but truthfully I think she did the correct thing. My sister asked him what she was supposed to do without them. How was she going to care for the younger siblings without them? Talking about missing out on family trips, etc. This sounds like parentification, which is not a good thing for the twins. They should be living the life of a teenager, only helping to look after younger sibs or kids if they are paid babysitters, and only for a few hours a week if they want the extra money. You are not wrong. I thought that after the first paragraph, and the rest just confirmed it for me. All of my other kids are all 15, 17, and 18, so I think she got overexcited about having another girl in the house. Lol. My sister did try to have them do activities and things like that. It was just hard since they were always moving around somewhere. You're right that it could have been parentification, but in truth, I also had my oldest watch his siblings once a month when they were younger, so that didn't occur to me. I think it will be beneficial for the nephew to have some brothers as well, as they may be able to introduce him to other activities. But in truth, I also had my oldest watch his siblings once a month when they were younger, so that didn't occur to me. I think once a month would not be considered parenting, more like babysitting, and I suspect you paid him, maybe not in money but at least in kind. She said care for the younger kids, which to me says it's more than a once-a-month favor. It may not be parentification, but it reads like it's on the path towards it to me. Last story. Am I wrong for telling my aunt that I'll put her in a nice nursing home? I 17 female, aunt 49 female, is pregnant with her second child. Yes, I typed that right, she is 49, and she did IVF. Yes, this is another story about her. I'm going through all of the college application stuff right now, and over a weekly Zoom call, my aunt started asking me and my mom some questions about all the paperwork and stuff we've had to do for me. My mom answered some of her questions, but realizing how confusing all of these are, my aunt laughed and said that it didn't matter because all of this will probably be different in 16 years when she has to do it for her kids. She then continued and went, OP will be in her 30s by the time my kid goes to college. It's good, she'll be all set up, so they don't have to worry about us. I have to admit I could have let that slide, but in my pure confusion, I asked her what she meant, and God, I wish I didn't. She explained that because she doesn't want her kids to worry about them. Because instead of college, it's good that I'll be a full adult with a career by then, so I can take that role. Now, this woman has been a witch to me in the very recent past, and I know that at this point I need to be the bigger person, so here's where I'm probably the bad person. Going against my mom's pleading face, I scoffed, raised my eyebrows, and went, yeah, I'll make sure to put you in one of the good nursing homes. I was very quickly ushered out of the room, and I could hear the ensuing fight from downstairs. My aunt and her husband are angry with me and claim that I don't care about my cousins at all, that I don't care about my family, and that I could have just shut my mouth. To be honest, I can see the latter part of their point. She's pregnant, she's raising a small child, and maybe I should have just shut my mouth. So guys, am I wrong? So wait, is she saying that you, her niece, are her retirement policy? No, you have to shut that down. Seriously, not in the wrong here. Tell them early, often, and with witnesses that you are not responsible for supporting the decisions that two grown adults made when you were still a child. As the niece they are closest to, I am the designated care organizer for my child-free aunt and uncle. But they have the funds, all I'll have to do is coordinate, organize, and make decisions. Still hard, but no financial backing. So yeah, it happens more than people think, but normally just decisions, not funding. This I handled my mother's care, medical people, treatment, paperwork, house maintenance, nursing home adjustment from 4 hours away. And it was exhausting, but at least she had the funds and I had family. I called it steward of the empire. It was only 10 months, but it was consuming. Not wrong, OP. She can't sign you up for her and her kids. Man, I'm child-free, but I have 3 nibblings, and I hope so much that they'll still be in my life when I'm old and alone. I've got the financial aspects all set up. I just silently hope they'll help me move into an old folks' home and visit me on my birthday. I find even that a lot to ask of people who will then be in their prime, probably with small children of their own, and who are absolutely not obligated to do anything for their aunt as they've got parents too. To think that this lady just plans on having her niece take care of her. Laughable. OP, not wrong.